Welcome back, everybody. It's time to finally repot this boxwood into its new little home. I made this saucer. I'm sure you guys have seen on my YouTube channel that I made this out of a saucer and did the faux stone finish on it. So this is going to be the home for this bonsai moving forward. At least for now. I think it's a little bit big, but there's a lot of roots on this. So anyway, it's my first time transplanting and potting up a nursery stock bonsai, so it's a learning experience. So as you can see, there's a ton of roots on here. What we're going to do is I'm going to cut off 1/3 of the roots. So I'm going to take a knife here. I know that boxwood is a really tolerant plant for root pruning, so I'm not worried at all. Ooh, it sounds bad. It sounds really bad. Like the trunk is in there. Oh well. Rip and tear, rip and tear. Is down there. Oh wow. Down at the base there was a ton of roots all massed into one. So now you got this big piece of roots that's now garbage. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to start teasing these roots apart. It's going to take me a little while, so I'll probably have to pause this video while I do it. Okay, so I chopped off, like you saw, I chopped off the 1/3 of the plant, or the root system, and I ended up using some needle nose pliers that I'm going to end up using to wire it to the pot. I forgot my my other tools, and I jammed it in, and I got all the soil that I could out of there, and obviously any of the roots that weren't attached to anything, those are all gone now. So I'm left with just this hairy little root ball. I'm not going to trim it back any more than that. That's enough damage for this time. As things go, in another year or two, when I transplant it again, I'll end up cutting more roots off of this to make it an easier to see root ball. But this is enough damage for one day for this poor guy. So anyway, with this pot, I bought some, well, what is this? It's the bonsai wire, but it's, this one is the 2mm wire. So I'm going to open this up. Make it hard for me to get in there. What I'm going to do is I'm going to run a wire through the drainage holes so that I can anchor my my plant in here. Actually, what I'm going to do is I'm going to start from the top, go right through. It's a learning experience for everybody. Well, mostly me. Okay, so I want to have enough left over so that I can kind of loop it around. I want to loop it across this root ball. If I don't use the wire to hold it in, this plant will easily blow away. A bird will sit on it and it'll fall over. I don't want any birds sitting on my tree though. I can't stop things I can't see. Okay, so cut that wire so it's there in place. So this is one step done. Now I'm going to make myself some soil. If anybody has any fantastic recipes for soil, please let me know. For now, I'm just going to use some horticultural sand and some perlite, and just regular potting mix. I'm going to use roughly 2 parts potting soil as I measure it so detailed. Just really attention to detail there. 1 lump or 2? I'll take 2. Thank you. And I'm going to get some perlite in here. I know a lot of people are going to say that perlite has really big granules, and maybe for a fine bonsai it might not be a good thing to have with the roots. But this pot is going to be quite large, so I can do it this way for now. Now some sand. This is just horticultural sand. I don't know what the difference between play sand and horticultural sand is. Please let me know. Other than about $5 a bag. It's expensive, this stuff. And it's only a small little bag. Alright, so roughly 1 pot of this. Throw it in there. Mix it up nice and good. Just trying to get a well-draining mix is what I'm trying to do. Most of it's going to be by eye and feel. Need to make a little bit more soil here. It's a fairly big pot I have to fill. Alright. One of these. And some more of this. It's like brown sugar. Don't make your muffins with those, though. With that. That might be a little gross. Okay. This looks like a good draining mix. I haven't added any fertilizer to this because you don't want your bonsai to grow like crazy. The slower the growth, the better. Okay, I don't know that you can see that, but it's a nice well-draining mix there. A lot of people will put screens over their drainage holes. I'm not going to bother doing that because these drainage holes are quite small, and I do have fairly large particles in this soil. A lot of bonsai pots that you'll purchase have really large drainage holes, so those you'll definitely need to put a screen over. I use a tore up piece of paper towel. Okay, so I've got a nice layer in there of soil. I'm going to rest this bonsai, flare out the roots. You want the nice vertical roots. Or sorry, the horizontal roots, not vertical. If I get my directions right, I'll be fine. Okay, and as you can see, it's a tippy little plant. So actually, I think I want to put a little bit more soil down in the bottom. It'd be nicer if it was mounded a little bit. Have the trunk a little higher in the pot. Okay, there. Trunk's a little higher in the pot. The roots are lovely there. And what I'm going to do is I'm just going to twist this metal over top there. That way now, as you can see, I can move the plant around and it's not going to fall over. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to add the rest of this soil. To the pot. Oh, it looks fantastic. I'm going to make sure all the air pockets are gone. Plants need good air circulation, but they don't like air pockets. Just poke around the roots. Make sure that there's no air pockets in around the roots. Need to make a little bit more soil. 1 part perlite, 1 part sand. 1 part brown sugar, I mean. And It's like I'm baking a cake. And 2 parts regular potting soil. Again, please, if anybody has any good recipes for bonsai soil, I'd like to try it out. This is just my first time, so I'm winging it. So mix that up. Now we'll pull this back over here. My soil's trying to attack me. Top this right up here. One thing I don't like about using too much perlite is it always seems to, when you water it, seems to float to the surface. But I'll deal with it for this. I like that I have a round pot too, because in my pruning video you'll notice that I don't know what side I want to be the front of the tree yet. So the round pot will let me just spin it and let me experiment. So anyway, we now have this bonsai potted up in the pot. As you can see, it's mounded a little bit in the center, so the water drains off. I've got a nice reservoir there for the water to not escape and run all over my table. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to water this really, really well. I might even submerge the pot in water for about 5 minutes so that it's good and saturated, and then I'll just I'll water as necessary after that. Anyway, good luck with potting up your bonsais. Again, any suggestions would be much appreciated. Happy growing.